Hello, hello, welcome in. How's it going? Got an interesting live plan for tonight. Getting back at it, writing down a bunch of com- content ideas tonight and getting back on the proverbial horse in certain ways. I've been on this roller coaster ride lately of ups and downs, but currently I am choosing to take a leap, and it is a leap more in the direction of going more full time in content creation and working for myself. So that is a decision I've come to. It is being fully supported by my ancestors, angels, guides, spiritual team. Hello, if you're new here, welcome. If you are a returning tribe member, welcome back. I love you so much. And we are going to get right into it, okay? Tonight's live is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm going to do my best here not to get censored or copyrighted or pushed in the back of the algorithm because I use words that I'm not supposed to use. But there is some strong subject matter tonight that we're going to be covering, okay? This is going to be interesting. So get your tinfoil hats on and let's get ready to dive, okay? Leave the world behind. Does that sound like something any of you are ready to do at this point? I guess I've reconciled with myself and thought, you know what? If it's time for such, it's time. But what's going on here with this leave the world behind, okay, movie? I was absolutely jaw dropped last night when I watched the movie Leave the World Behind on Netflix, okay? Produced by, very interesting, produced by um the Obamas, actually. So there's a lot. I've taken a bunch of notes and I've got some stuff here that I'll share with you guys, some different how do we call these, subjects to look at. Okay, so I thought maybe we could get away with, maybe we can watch the trailer. This guy actually was doing a breakdown of it as well. I was watching another channel earlier. He was doing a breakdown of it and all the symbolism, right? The symbolism was tripping me out. So it's definitely it's a weird one. I don't know. Let's see if I can play this without like music or sound. It's not really, you know what, the trailer, honestly, I wasn't that impressed. We might not do the trailer because I just feel like that's asking for trouble. Let me show this. Okay. So Leave the World Behind is a Netflix movie, right? It's a flick that is based off of a book. And the movie was produced by the Obamas, which I found to be really interesting. This, what I'm showing you right here, is just the Wikipedia plot summary. Didn't do a very good job at summarizing the movie either. But I was watching another creator's channel the other day, and he, I think, was talking about this. And I didn't even realize because I hadn't seen the movie yet. But as soon as I watched this movie last night, it clicked into place. Like I don't think I even kept watching his live stream because I just was like not familiar with what he was talking about. So the movie is based off of a book by Rahman Alam, a novel, okay? Author of Rich and Pretty. So apparently the movie though was quite different than the book. They took the liberties of adding a bunch of stuff to the movie that wasn't in the book that's very symbolic. We're going to break down the occult symbolism from this movie and talk about kind of what it's originally about. But mostly, hey everyone in the chat, hello, hello, welcome in. Thanks for coming by. So happy to be back at it. So happy to be here with you guys. And my angels kind of guided me to this. And I was like, you know what should I make content about? Excuse me. While I clear my throat. Jeez. So I was guided to watch this movie last night. And like I said, jaw dropped to the floor from moment one. I was like, oh my God, the symbolism, the the Matthew Perry symbolism, the eclipse symbolism, the friends symbolism. I'm telling you, this stuff is all interlaced, and they've been playing on a lot of, the blue theme continues from the blue Maui conspiracies, right? All the blue around the Maui. So all of that's continuing, and it is a theme. And as we get deeper into what this blue theme truly means, it has a lot to do with programming of the subconscious. The color blue, I'm feeling like it's kind of watery, right? Like the subconscious realms of the mind and whatnot. So first things first, when you start this movie off, the intro song is like, it's like a heavy hitting like rap song or hip hop, however you call it. I don't know exactly what to call it. I think it's probably hip hop, rap, maybe. And I'm thinking like, okay, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama produced this movie, right? And the intro song is all about like getting money, and it's all about KILLING, killing. So money, killing, status, fame, everything like that. I have to agree. At first, I thought the characters were not very like palpable, but things definitely like evolved, and I think that I was a little proud of them for all kind of, spoiler alert, working together a little bit more as the movie progressed. But I have to agree with some of the comments in the chat. Interesting theories. Yes, they are. And it's becoming way more blatant, way more in your face, way more hidden in plain sight. Like, it's pretty crazy how blatant it all is at this point. It's just really that they're not even trying to hide it. And we're going to tie all of this in, like I said, the Matthew Perry situation, because they reference Friends in the movie, which I thought was really odd. Like, why? Unless it all has something to do with each other, if it's all tied in, that's the only reason why you would have all of that in there, right? Like the Friends theme is in there, like continuously throughout the movie. You have the little daughter that's trying to watch Friends or whatever, and she can't. And then the ending, very interesting. I won't disclose that if you haven't seen it, but I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen that movie already, and you've probably even seen some other pages that have been talking about this. I just discovered it. Yes, very interesting. A lot of satanic symbolism going along with the show Friends. We're definitely going to look at that. I have a article pulled up here by somebody I really enjoy. I think it's Tommy Truthful. Go check out his YouTube channel if you have not. Him, Donut Factory. They are definitely blowing the lid off of all this occult symbolism, Illuminati symbolism, and everything else, right? Oh, wow. Yeah. Crazy. Oh, look at that. Yeah. I did not realize. So we've got numerology coming through with the movie and everything, right? So really interesting. Let's just look at the plot summary real quick, right? We've got a family consisting of parents, Amanda and Clay, and teenagers Archie and Rose drive to a remote area on Long Island, where they have rented an expensive house for a vacation. We know like what's been going down in Long Island, right? We've had the Long Island SK running around just committing absolute atrocities and mayhem in that area. And now, we had a major serial killer busted this year, and now they've got him incarcerated. So that all was going down in Long Island, which is interesting. So they rent this house, this white family, right? YT. They rent this house, and it's a beautiful home, really big, really fancy, right? And the first night, I want to say that they're there, a man and a woman show up, and it's a father and a daughter. This thing says it's a couple, but no, their names are George and Ruth. And the man presents himself as GH, and he's like, "Hey, I'm the one you've been communicating with, whatever." And oh my goodness. "I'm the one you've been communicating with. This is our house." And basically they don't believe them initially. They're pretty paranoid, especially the wife. The husband is a bit of a pushover. The wife is the wife is highly skeptical. She's thinking it's some kind of scam. So they do let them in apprehensively. And as they let them in, um, it does become pretty clear because the man has a key to a liquor cabinet. It becomes pretty apparent that like they probably live there. Um, they probably do actually live there. So, the mom's still creeped out and they agree once again very apprehensively to let the dad and the girl stay in the lower room, which they were aware of. They were aware of the house. Like it's pretty obvious it's their house, even though you kind of wonder at first if it is. And so, um, hold on, let me get all these layouts together. Oh, I don't have one for this. Sorry, let me add it. So, okay, they let him stay. Things are weird. There's a blackout. That's the whole reason why they have to come back um to the house. So they do, and everyone's forced to stay together during this crazy blackout, but it starts becoming a little bit more obvious that there might be something more going on here, right? And that's kind of how the book actually what the book is about, this doomsday situation potentially where these two families have to come together and kind of like work together, make the best of this horrible situation, right? I think it heavily focuses on like the cyber attack aspect in the book, and that's why I say like in the movie they added a bunch of things. I'm going to go ahead and say probably all the Friends references were not in the book, and that's a little telling, like Netflix. I did some research on the guy who owns Netflix. Really interesting. Go do some digging if you feel like it. Heavy connection to some pretty creepy stuff, I'll just say that. But yeah, it's a propaganda machine, Netflix at this point. And a lot of things that I watch on there kind of get me. Like the symbolism is pretty intense. So let's see what I'm writing down here. Okay. So yeah, surprising that the Obamas produced this. The movie starts out in this way, you know. Is this what they're insinuating to us, right? Leave the world behind. Like, put a one in the chat if that makes you feel a little uneasy. Put a two if you could care less. Man, I really wish I would have actually put my notes in order. My God, I'm like ADHD over here writing notes. Definitely feels like some foreshadowing, right? All right, so as time goes on in the movie and it's getting really weird, they all of a sudden this really high frequency sound comes on, right? And the dad is one of the dads, he went to go get help and this frequency sound happens very loud and it like pierces their ears. They're all doubled over with the sound, you can't do anything. And it immediately got me like, oh my God, on the scalar technology, the waves, right? The do. It reminded me of a play on DEW, directed energy weapons. Now, I would have thought that was a little bit of a stretch, but we'll get there. I have all these pictures that I was taking of the show so that way I could show you guys because I don't think I can I might be able to just kind of whoopsie. I might be able to just kind of like, yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's just do this. We won't watch it, but we'll just kind of scan through and we'll talk about it. And then once we do that, we'll talk about all the Matthew Perry stuff and everything. I mean, even I was hearing that the trailer, like everything right down to the name of the man, GH, was actually a play on, it was supposed to be like a play on George Washington. There's this whole weird thing going on with the blue. Look at all the blue already. We've got that blue Maui theme continuing, like I said, but all throughout the movie, blue is everywhere. Like their clothes are blue. Looks like he has a snake on his shirt, which is going to play in later. We also have a lot of black and white checkerboard with the red. We've got this symbol for the teeth. We've got the teeth showing up. This is actually kind of freaking me out a little bit. It reminds me of the Ohio train disaster. Some of the chemicals that spilled during that um, chemical fire and leak were so highly toxic that over time, if they are ingested or taken in to the human body, they will cause like literal disintegration of the metacarpals, the phalanges, and different things like that. So I feel like we're dealing with like WAR fare on so many different levels. Check it out. Blue, 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 blue. Okay. If I was green, I would die. If I was green, I would die. Yeah, and, I've seen some things trying to debunk the blue Maui situation, all the blue stuff in Maui. Maybe it's not that everything blue was saved, but there was something very specific about them not hitting the blue things with with the directed energy weapon. They wanted specifically to leave some of the blue things intact, like those umbrellas, which we can look at if you guys want. Um, we'll maybe look at a few things like that, like the umbrellas that were left, right? Although like weird blue stuff, they left that on purpose because they're sending a message and they're showing us this consistent pattern, this theme here, right? With this blue energy. We had Joe Biden wearing a blue shirt when he went to Maui. He had made a horrible joke about, the ground being too hot to step on. Like they really don't care and they're shoving it in our face, which is crazy. Oh yeah, the fires have been out of control. So like what we're going to do is refer back to, because I find it interesting right now that before the new year, they might be planning something big. And what I'm feeling like is this could be predictive programming, okay? Like it kind of freaked me out when I watched it, especially with what's going on with the WAR in the Middle East. Um are they priming us? What are they priming us for? I've been having this feeling in my gut for some time. I really feel like I have prophetic powers. We did a live stream at the beginning of the year about the earthquake in Turkey. And ever since then, it's been one thing after another. And they're ramping it up. And this is crazy that the Obamas made this and the Friends references and the blue. And if you don't see it, like I say, you're probably either blind or you can't see. I don't know, but it's crazy. So we've got like the first part of the story, the house. They get to the house, everything's all nice. They're just feeling on vacation. The wife goes to the store, but as she's going to the store, and this guy will play a part later, as she's going to the store, she sees this guy loading up all this water and supplies into his truck. And she doesn't really think much of it, but she definitely kind of notices. And so that will play into things a little later. Never call preppers crazy, right? Look at the blue car, you got all the blue stuff in the background, blue shorts. It just doesn't stop with the blue throughout the whole movie. Look, they take a trip to the beach, and it all kind of begins. You've got this really ominous music playing the entire time as well. It starts you out with this ominous. It doesn't even start you out. The whole movie has this ominous frequencies, and it's like it's creating this. How do I say? It's creating like this ascension in the energy, right? But I feel like those frequencies are very terrifying. Like they kind of instill this feeling of stress in your body when you're listening to it. So there is this really strong play on waves, on frequencies. Yes, it was. Oh, yeah, good eyes, Haunted Stella, and good correlation, Miss Anonymous, about the blue roof on Epstein Island. Yes, it is. Y'all are funny. Okay, so let's keep it going. I kind of like going about it this way. So here they're at the beach, right? The daughter notices the ship is like coming. See, I'm really pissed. I think I might be able to play it for you guys. Actually, I'll play the little video clip from my phone and I'll let you listen once we're done looking at this, because there's a lot of quotes in the movie that explain to you some really chilling things and that really talk about it. And they might try to play the angle of like, oh, we're just, we're just fucking with the conspiracy theorists or whatever. But no, come on. It's undeniable. Look at all the blue, 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 everything blue, 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 blue everywhere on the beach. Look, everyone has blue things on. Like, please. It's not a coincidence. So the ship is coming, and these people are like so apathetic that they're just like, oh, well, it's probably fine. We just assume that nothing wrong could ever happen in this world. We're all, yeah, I noticed that white lion situation too. I wonder what that means. Hmm. We'll have to do some more research into that. So they are just apathetic as fuck. They're like not used to anything bad ever happening in their reality, right? So all of a sudden, though, the ship, it's not stopping. So they're like, "Oh, get up, quick, get out of the way!" Right? The ship comes. This is a foreshadowing that they're doing in the movie, which we'll get to later. I'm not going to totally spoil this whole thing, but like I said, spoiler alert. If you don't really want to know this and you want to go watch it first, then maybe come back and catch the replay. Okay, so here's the moment where the true owners of the house show up. We've got George and his daughter Ruth, GH and Ruth. Okay, so they show up very friendly, nice. It does kind of seem like a scam or something at first. So she's over here like, how the hell can I know? I don't trust you, da da da. And they're talking about it. He proves to them that they do live there. So whatever it all goes on. She doesn't really trust them either. These two definitely are like suspicious of each other. And the reason why the mom isn't around is because she was supposed to be flying in on a plane. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, this part's crazy right here. So this part is what freaked me out. And I will let you guys listen to the clip on my phone from after this part, right? So he's driving along and then I don't know if they're going to show it. I don't want to show anything graphic. Okay, anyway, the dad is driving along. Oi. Right, this lady comes up all crazy to the side of the car, and he actually does not let her in, and it's pretty messed up because you can tell she's terrified, even though he can't understand her. This was kind of a moment where he should have practiced more humility, but he didn't because he was afraid and because he didn't understand her, and that just shows how we as humans tend to fear the unknown in this way. But, like, come on, we gotta practice humility, y'all, especially if end of the world scenarios. Look out for your fellow man, but also be skeptical because, like, they play on in this movie, like, people will try to take from you. Like, maybe it's part of the whole plan, right? To seat us against each other in the end. I thought it was interesting that the son is wearing an Obey shirt and the daughter is wearing a NASA shirt. Obey? Is it a message like to the youth, like telling us that because the son's kind of like in his own world. He doesn't really care, about what's going on, but the daughter is sensing something weird. She sees all these bucks, all these deer in the woods. And it freaks her out and she doesn't know exactly what to think about it. Like, that will all kind of come into play a little later as well. Like, listen to nature. We're so disconnected from like our connection to the earth that we don't even know how to listen to to nature anymore, when maybe it's warning us, which is kind of what they come to the conclusion. Maybe the deer were trying to do in the movie. What the deer means on a deeper level, I don't know exactly. I'm gonna have to look that up. The stag, the deer, important symbolism. But we've got NASA on her shirt. NASA, I don't know if y'all know, but in Hebrew means the great deceiver. So I found it interesting. She's wearing a NASA shirt and he's wearing an Obey shirt. Like, is that a message to us, right? Like, to obey and to be obedient at all costs, right? So there's the Obey shirt, but here's where the frequencies start going off. Really, it just freaked me out. It's like sending a message, hey, we have this technology, we have this power, we've used it before. Maui, also in Paradise, California. But they're saying there's other technology that they have too. I don't know if y'all have looked into scalar technology. Maybe we can take a look at that. I'm gonna just exit out of a couple of these. We'll get out of that guy's thing. So they start using frequency technology to fuck people up. And like, I don't know, just it scares me. Like right here, the window broke from the frequency. It has the power to debilitate you, to disable you. They can use microwave technology to literally cook you from the inside out. And this is all real shit that the government has and is using. Okay. They are currently and actively testing, using, and investing quite a lot of money into all of this weapons technology. So this part was kind of freaky. It kind of makes you wonder about these self-driving cars and everything. All these Teslas start like piling, they're all piled up. Okay, 1141. So maybe we need to look out. Maybe that's telling us something about a date or something like that. Hmm, interesting. Noted that. Keep that close. Pay attention to that. Could come in handy later. So all these Teslas, these self-driving cars, right? This is something that does weird me out a little bit too about like just all this AI technology, like what is this going to mean for us for certain things in the future? Like I'm right there with you, babes. And I know that you guys are. Dear, it's kind of what I was that's what I was thinking. I was thinking they stand for like spiritual energy and also like they represent, I want to say like peace, right? And like harmony, like with nature. So that totally makes perfect sense for the deer symbology in the dang movie. Cause it was like, what is that? So here's these Teslas, they're all piling up. And there's something about like the frequencies, or maybe they've been hijacked because it's all about like cyber attacks and terrorism. Um, Which I wanna say we saw a lot of this, like, they've been testing, like, Burning Man, keeping everyone isolated there. That was all that was all done by Google. Like, Google is basically super integrated into, like, the Burning Man situation. I feel like it's a massive social experiment, and it was a good place to do that experiment to see, like, what would happen, if when we round people up into, like, one huge area, they become more vulnerable, right? You become vulnerable. So, right? So, kind of makes you think. You don't necessarily always want to be in the crowd, right? You don't want to be in the big like hubbubs of the major cities and these like citadels because with if shit pops off and it goes down for real, like it could cause a civil war of sorts to happen amongst people. I don't remember that part. That must be the part where the daughter was like getting creepy vibes from the dad. These 2 kinda bond, but they're talking about things that are, like, really important, right? A lot of quotes and just things that they're saying, really interesting. This starts getting freaky, man. Okay, I'm not gonna show it, but, like, because of the sound waves, this kid's teeth start falling out, and, like, I'm like, is that also are you showing us, like, what is possible here? Okay. With that type of technology, we don't really know yet. It's all experimental. So they've got to go to the neighbor's house to go try to get medicine. They do. Hear the
Lost his teeth.
oops. This guy, the neighbor, right? Here we got the blue star, pentagram energy. He's got blue on his shirt. Okay, but this guy's prepared. He's the only one that's prepared. This survivalist, this prepper, right? So prep up, y'all, and don't make fun of people that are ready to go because I think it's this end of the world scenario is starting to seem a lot more possible than it ever did before. We used to just be called conspiracy theorists right out the gate, and now it's kinda like, "Huh, I don't know, maybe there's something a little more to this." This conversation that they're having, scary. So, I can't play it right there for you because it will you know what it'll do. Oh, no, did it not take a video? Hold on, I gotta find this part because he's talking about the 3-part plan of collapsing a country from the inside, and I just thought it was, like, so freaking interesting. Okay, here it is. Can you guys hear that? You probably can't hear that. I like the length. Actually, I thought it was a really good movie, even though it scared me. You probably can't hear that, can you? All the signs were there, sure, but I didn't want to scare anyone. You called me crazy because it is crazy. It would have made more sense if we were on the on the brink of what? It would have made more sense if we were on the brink of WAR. I thought we were smarter than that. I didn't think anything like this would happen. Let what happen? Because my primary client works in the defense sector. I spent a lot of time studying the cost benefit of military relations. A simple 3-stage maneuver that could topple a country's government from within. The first stage is isolation. Here we go. Disable their communication and transportation. Paralyze them and make them as basically defenseless as possible. Then terrorize them with covert attacks and misinformation. You can't see that. Leaving their weapon systems vulnerable to extremists and their own military. What? Without a clear enemy, people would go into a civil war amongst themselves. If done successfully, the third stage would happen on its own. So isolate, terrorize with misinformation and propaganda. And then basically people will go into this like civil war on their own, which will eventually lead to total collapse. This program was considered the most cost-effective way. So they're telling us right there, like, hey, there's a plan. There's like some science behind this. It's, you know, very well thought out. You know, these guys are evil, but like they're some evil freaking geniuses. Here we have the Friends reference, right? The daughter trying to watch Friends continuously. So here we have the Friends reference, right? And at one point, I don't know where it's at in the movie. They show for sure an image of a clip of like an eclipse happening, right? And if you all remember, Matthew Perry, he perished on the eclipse, 10/28. So coincidence? I really think not, to be honest. Coincidence? I think not. I don't want to show you guys like too much more from that. I'll let you watch it if you haven't watched it, which most of you guys have. But if anyone catches this on the replay, sorry I wasn't like a little bit more prepared. But honestly, it's a little scary. Like they're setting us all up to be dependent on this like digital everything, digital currency, digital everything. And for what? To what end? You know, like what is that going to mean for us? Like when all the electronics go out or they do blast us with an EMP wave, you know, takes out all of our, then what? We are literally back to square one. And now they've dumbed down the youth and they've literally got people so apathetic sitting over here just locked into the freaking matrix, can't even get out, can't even see beyond it. Wouldn't even stand a chance. Like, you know, a lot of children can't even read nowadays. And that's all part of the agenda. Make us so sick, fat, stupid, dumb, dependent that we can't even think for ourselves anymore. Like, if shit hits the fan, those people like that are gonna not be able to survive. They won't. And that's all part of the plan too. It's so deep. There's so many layers. Like I don't even see it all. I see like a broad picture and I notice correlations sometimes and like I just try to kind of put together like puzzle pieces here and it's kind of crazy the shit that I find to be honest, but like I'm not even as tapped in as some, like really. At one point Julia Roberts says somehow we fuck every living thing and think it's going to be okay. Like a mass agreed upon delusion. Yeah, and to elaborate on that, High Desert, at one point where she's eating, it's like, I was thinking, you little greedy thing. Like, you're not even sharing any of that food with your family members. You're just going to hide out in some house where no one knows where you're at so you can just watch Friends and stuff your face. Yeah, it's crazy with like all of the immigration going on right now. Like some of the people coming into this country are not good people. And I'm sorry to say that's not for everybody, but like some people are definitely not. There are like criminals coming in here and it's a little scary to see like where the country is going. And that's where, I wanted to tie this all into like the Temple of Set. There's a cult of Set, right? The cult of the Brotherhood of Darkness. Okay, the not the Dark Brotherhood because that's from Skyrim. The Brotherhood of Darkness, right? We've kind of got like both sides here. But I'm kind of realizing like maybe this is how God's agenda, maybe this is how God lays waste with the hand of destruction is like through the forces of darkness on this earth. I don't know. Maybe that's how it works. Definitely does got those dead fish eyes looking and very checked out. Yeah, very apathetic. Very the blue eyes. So just another play on the blue with the mind control, hence the little guys with the TB face in there. I will go Amish, says Patriot Chick. Yeah, well, you could find me probably not going to find me. I'll be in a cave somewhere with my animals and living off the land. All right, so I don't know. I'm also wondering what they were foreshadowing. There were definitely 2 plane crashes and all these people littered all over the beach. Okay. Is what's going on. They showed images of planes in the beginning. Can we expect something in regards to planes? This is how they do have directed energy weapons now actually mounted onto planes. It's a new thing that they've been able to do is now that they can mount these weapons on different types of vehicles, on planes. It's really heavy freaking duty, a turret that you put on there. But yeah, they can put lasers on these. They EMP. Yeah. I just, you know what? If we all go, like, I'll meet y'all on the other side, if you know what I mean. Okay? We will meet up on the other side, y'all, and I just pray to God that if this is how we go, that we go fast. That we just go fast. Let's see, we talked about all that. Talked about that. Oh, yeah, and at one point, the daughter Ruth talks about how Friends is actually like Friends is like this show that's kind of meant to keep you locked in a time that no longer exists. It's like this like craving for nostalgia instead of being present in the world that we actually live in, right? We're always kind of seeking some kind of escape, right? Wow. It kind of looks to be that way, to be honest. So let's read this. Okay. This is Tommy Truthful's detailed breakdown of Matthew Perry's Hunter Moon ritualistic sack. We'll just call it that. Sack and rhymes with ice. I told my mom when the eclipse happened, I was like, look, mom, like tomorrow morning when we wake up, a celebrity is going to be gone. Like a celebrity is going to be perished. And I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be someone big. And I told her that. She could attest to that. And the next day I called my mom and I was like, oh my God, did you see that Matthew Perry passed away? I cannot make this up. I called that, not without some direction, of course. donut factory, he'd be saying like there's this like eclipse cult, right? They do these like major rituals on eclipses. Somebody always DIES. It's weird. But I'm starting to see that it's a real thing. So Tommy Truthful's detailed breakdown, Hunter Moon Sack. Okay. The Matthew Perry ritual, unveiling occult symbolism in popular culture. So he says, in recent times, a myriad of conspiracy theories have woven intricate narratives around popular shows and celebrities. One such theory delves deep into the symbolism and occult rituals surrounding the legendary TV show Friends, with a keen focus on Matthew Perry and his mystifying connections to celestial events. 1. The Friends Enigma. The world of Friends is replete with subtle hints and hidden symbols. Make sure you guys go follow this guy if you're into this kind of stuff, because these guys are a little more advanced than I am. But I don't care. I'm still reporting for duty. We need all the eyes out there and all the mouths speaking truth right now. Okay, that is like what I'm being called to do. Where did my card go? I had also pulled the craziest card earlier, you guys. I was like, what? Like, is this going to come to fruition? And I pulled the fucking judgment card. Like, the judgment card is looking crazy on the one that I pulled too. I'll go grab it in a minute. So, sorry I say that so much. Especially concerning aquatic elements and lunar cycles. Many theorists believe that these symbols might be pointing to something more profound. An intriguing theory suggests that there are clandestine links between the cast and specific events like the Great American Eclipse. The untimely death of Matthew Perry further fuels this narrative, with some speculating it has connections to predictive programming and the ominous Illuminati rituals. Nice. He makes really cool images. Art. All right, 2, the bathtub connection from Foo Fighters to Nirvana. Symbolism doesn't end at Friends. Renowned bands like Foo Fighters and Nirvana have recurrent themes of bathtubs in their imagery. The imagery of the bathtub is believed by many to be synonymous with secret rituals and rites. Yeah, I've literally seen a weird ritual that they did at this Illuminati dinner where they had a woman dressed as a cow bathing in milk with like, it looked like she was attached to all these like tubes or something like that. Maybe they were like sucking milk out of her, but she was like in a bathtub full of milk. And it was this whole thing. And they were trying to play also on like, oh, look, like we're not really doing rituals. Like, look how ridiculous this is. But you really are though. Like, and that whole thing was a ritual and it was real. It was a real dinner that they do. And they do weird stuff like that because they fucking can, because they're rich and they get bored. The imagery of the bathtub. Oh yeah, we already saw that. So Matthew Perry, not just limited to his role in Friends, also had ties that raise eyebrows. His school association with Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is a point of discussion and speculation. Celebrities, the molders of societal thought. Celebrities are the original influencers, you guys. That is what they are used for. That is what celebrities are used for in Hollywood. They are used by the government. Also, there's a lot of faces. These famous people, they use them to do mind control on the masses. Okay. The molders of societal thought. We've always idolized them, hence why they're called idols, right? Our society is heavily influenced by celebrities, but stars burn out though. They have their time, right? Like a star has its time where it lives and then it burns out. And as long as the star is like making more energy for the beast, they're allowed to stay alive. But once they're better off, passed on, then that is when they will take them out. Or if they start getting a little too comfortable and they start ousting the secrets, like what happened to Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington of Linkin Park, amongst many others, potentially Michael Jackson and other celebrities who have tried to come out and whistleblow and were like almost instantly taken out. Amy Winehouse, Brittany Murphy. All right, so I will try not to say that anymore. It's like when I'm catching my place. Our society is heavily influenced by celebrities, from HBO's Jubilee Year to the nuances in the Friends show. Symbolism is rife. Speculations range from the seemingly innocent color blue to the cryptic number 128. What do these symbols represent? Whoa, 128. Yeah, that seems to be a number that they like to use a lot in the Illuminati. And if you do Isaac Cappy, yep. Yeah, Isaac Cappy, my man. I tried making a video about him and they totally only gonna start doing more spirit sessions. You know what? Take note of that. Miss Anonymous, remind me later that I want to do a spirit session with Isaac Cappy. Like I want to do trance mediumship, try to connect with him, see what happened, do spirit box, tarot, whatever. But we'll do all those things. But I want to connect with Isaac Cappy. I want to connect with Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park. I want to connect with Chris Cornell because I've been feeling them all coming through lately, and I'm gonna start doing a lot more. Yeah, who knows who's freaking cloned at this point? Like, you know, Kanye says he took out his own mother to like get where he got. And sometimes I wonder if he's freaking cloned at this point. Who knows? It's possible. Anything's possible. So 128, though, if you think about it, 1028, if you just remove the zero, you're going to have 128 right there, right? So we do have Matthew Perry going out on a 128 number. Stranger things have happened. Another show under the conspiracy microscope is Stranger Things. We've talked about this. The show, filled with the symbolism, ties back to occult references and rituals. The bathtub probably takes symbolism and like goddess energy. It has to do with like the womb, right? It doesn't once again have to do with the intuition and maybe the mind, kind of like that space where the goddess was able to create life within her womb. It's giving me bathtub, bathtub like as a it's a vessel. Sorry about that. The presence of elements like bathtubs, doorways, and the color blue further adds to the mystique. These elements are often interpreted as gateways or portals, indicating a deeper, perhaps more sinister meaning. Oh, yeah, like a portal to the other side. Almost if you like flip the bathtub upside down, you're going to have like the water above to the water beneath. And they did a lot of as above, so below in Stranger Things. That was all about opening up portals and like letting demonic energies in here and creating a rift in space and time, right? Like, and they're doing things like that. CERN is doing that. They're opening portals. They've admitted that they're literally trying to create their own universe. It's weird. I don't know. That kind of goes far beyond like my comprehension, but it's happening, baby. They admit it. They be telling us what they're doing, right? In plain sight. As one delves deeper, it becomes evident that these are not isolated instances. Various figures in pop culture exhibit behaviors or events that seem to align with secret society rituals and practices. A call for unity amidst global chaos. The speaker, ever engaging with their audience, often shares insights into ongoing events in the Middle East, emphasizing unity over division. They urge the global community to come together. Their live stream videos and Patreon content provide deeper dives into such topics. They never miss an opportunity to acknowledge their supporters, often giving shout outs and answering fan queries. Was he talking about himself? The future, video games and Neuralink. As the narrative concludes, a peek into the future awaits. With the rapid advancement of technology and Elon Musk's Neuralink, we have the Teslas in there, right? In the movie. The Tesla's all malfunctioning because they're all run on an autopiloting system. That's scary. If cyber terrorists were able to take over all of our electronic systems, all of our everything digital, then that would mean so many things could go wrong. Self-driving cars, forget about it. I don't want to have a self-driving car. You know how easy it would be to just take over that thing and make it go wherever you want. Just drive me off a cliff. No, thank you. Video games might soon evolve in ways we can't even fathom. I feel like I've always intuitively known that like video games are going to get to a place where they're almost like they're just so real that we can't tell the difference. And once we're like Neuralinked in, I mean, once you're Neuralinked in, you might not remember that you're in there after a while. You would just forget. And then we're going to become like the people from Wall-E, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's exit out of that. I wanted to make like a little clip of different images from the movie, but oh well, this is good enough. So I was listening to this song earlier from Method Man, right? Method Man definitely in the club. Okay, they are singing about Freemasonic symbolism, hardcore heavy in this song Judgment Day. I love this song. It's a badass song. First, there was the collapse of civilization, anarchy, genocide, starvation. Then, when it seemed like shit couldn't get any more effed up, we got the plague, the living death, closing his icy grip around the whole planet. Then the rumors started. The last hardcore MCs were working on the cure that would end the pestilence. Why? I liked the death. I liked the misery. I like this world. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Tikal. Ooh, I don't know what that means. So verse 1 is crazy. Method Man, right? As I walk through the shadow of death, 16 men on a dead man's chest. Your host this evening, Mr. HOTNIX, he gets splashed with the tech. Nobody go till the gods say so. You got a second or more to run for the door before I blow back off the map contact. You didn't know Stat could get down like that. Who want them test rocket launcher? Yes, Mr. Meth hold the fort most deaf. Cats is dead wrong. Song's too long. Get swung on. Can't we all get along? See my pinky. See my thumb. See that kid with the pump. Whoops. Shotgun. Bust your gums. Leave your whole shit numb. Now, what's this? Smell like fish. Mr. Big Mouth, that got be trout. There could be something more deep about the fish right here. Fish being like relating back to like the times of Jesus and things like that. There is bathtubs in music videos a lot. You're totally right. Interesting. I didn't really think about this. Also, we have like the bathtub relating back to, I want to say like some ancient Egyptian, rituals. Like I remember hearing something along the lines of like Cleopatra used to do baths in BLOOD. So I don't know what she'd be taking that in or what kind of tubs they were using back then. Probably look different, but I mean, hey, maybe it stems back to that. So what's really these ones are this first part of the song, I would have to kind of like take some time to break it down. But here we go. Kids ain't playing over here, player. Only one way. That's my way. Grim Reaper calling Judgment Day. All right. So what the heck? Are we gonna have Judgment Day here? What? Why is this not working? Come on. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull up another one because I want to look at those fucking lyrics. I feel like they've always like really stood out to me. Lyrics. Come on, let's not let me make my audience wait for too long. Okay. Let me re-fucking share. Ah. So is this predictive? First, there was the collapse of civilization, anarchy, genocide, starvation. Then, when it seemed like shit couldn't get worse, we got the plague, the living death. All right. Get swung on, can't we all get along? See my pinky, see my thumb, see that kid with the pump shotgun, bust your gums, leave your whole shit numb. Now, what's this smell like fish? Mr. Big Mouth, the Gap be trout. You need to clean out your style, no doubt. Johnny struck through the Shaolin slum, prum, prum, prum on my Shaolin drum. Ends don't dare to step in the square. Kids ain't playing over here. Play it. There's only one way, and that's my way. Grim Reaper calling, Judgment Day. 10, let the countdown begin. 9, I was born in the mind. 8, take the head of a snake, like the Ouroboros, right? Infinity. Time, I was born in the mind, the cosmic mind, everything stemming from the mind. Go read the what's it called? Oh, damn, I forgot what the book is called now. Kybalion. Go read the Kybalion. Talks all about how, in Hermetic philosophy, like all things are of the one cosmic mind, right? 8, take the head of the snake. 7, behold Armageddon. So what is this? 10, 9, 8, 7. The countdown begins. What are they talking about? 7, behold Armageddon. 7. So what about the number 7? Maybe if you add 22 and 5 together, you get 20, you get 7. I almost wonder if it's talking about like, is that like 2025? Could be. So there's something about these numbers though. 6, ain't no love for the rich. 5, only strong will survive. 4, because we live by the sword. 3 plus 60 degrees. 360 and 60 degrees, that's talking about the degrees of masonry. 2 for the black and the blue. 1 for the sun. Step into millennium. They worship the sun in some of these religions. Sun worship. Step into millennium. Don't blame me, blame society. Y'all get a share. There's a party over here. Year 2000, keep bouncing. T minus 30 seconds. So anyway, it's mostly the chorus that I find to be really interesting. And I feel like there's a lot being said here that could be telling us what's coming. So Method Man's Judgment Day, a good song. Go listen to that one after we're done here. And this is definitely dragging on quite a bit now, so we'll wrap it up pretty soon. But at the beginning of the year, I don't know if you guys remember, I did a live stream on here. Actually, we've got a couple more things to talk about. I did a live stream on the earthquake in Turkey, and that I think happened in either January or February. I know, poor XXX Tentacion. He was awesome, and I get really emotional when I listen to him talking to his fans and how he was really trying to wake people up before they took him out, right? Ooh, the food controls the masses. Yes, it does. And that's why Bill Gates is probably buying up all the dang farmland. All right. So are we looking at this? Yes, we are. One thing we always continuously refer back to is this Illuminati card game, right? It always fucking weirds me out that a lot of the things that have been shown in this card game have literally happened and seem to be coming to fruition. So the Illuminati card game and the Rapture. Let's see what this article says. Free excerpt from Prophecy Book. I try not to get like too much into like the religious stuff, but sometimes unfortunately it's the only place where you can get information on Armageddon, the apocalypse, and like the breakdown of all that. I'm thinking honestly, I've talked to some Jehovah's Witnesses before about like what they think Armageddon, how they think we're going to get to the other side. How are we going to get to heaven, right? They're like through Armageddon. Oh, okay. Well, I feel pretty much the same way. So maybe the Bible thumping, there's something a little to it, right? So the Illuminati card game and the Rapture. Let's see what this has to say. As you see, the ultimate goal of their plan is to create a situation in which the world will readily accept the Antichrist as the world ruler. So who is it? After the decimation brought to the world, unleashed in the first 5 seals, okay, through the power of Satan and his evil cohorts, the world will be ready for a solution. They will be ready for someone to bring peace to a war-torn world, for someone to restore the economy, for someone to put food back on the table. The Antichrist will present himself as the Savior, the Messiah. Unfortunately, the world will be lured into his trap. We'll see. We have discussed several aspects of the plan of the Illuminati to take over the world and usher in the Antichrist as their leader. Their plans have helped us to gain insight into formulating a proper chronological scenario and understanding of prophetic events listed in Scripture. We have also examined several events that will transpire during the Antichrist's reign, and we have seen that he and his kingdom will come to swift and decisive end. Interesting. I really wonder if there is going to be an Antichrist and who the friggin' heck it is. Many readers may think this is a fantastic scenario, but unlikely to occur. I want to present one last piece of evidence I hope will get your attention. In 1990, game inventor Steve Jackson of SJ Games started working on an Illuminati role-playing game called Illuminati New World Order. What? Okay. This card game details events that the Illuminati want to bring about in order to establish the New World Order. He revised and published the game in 1995. White magic occultist David Icke has pulled out the most pertinent 9 of the 100 cards in the game to tell the story, which was on his website for many years. Love me some David Icke. David Icke, is where my origin stories of all of this occult um, research and just my spiritual awakening in general kind of started. It was a little bit of an intense way to open my third eye, but it worked. Rewriting history. Okay. Anyone alignment of the destroyed group may be okay, whatever. We're not going to add that. But here's a card that says rewriting history. So, I mean, fuck, that's currently happening kind of right now, right? The first card depicts academic books being thrown in a trash can. It represents, we were just talking about this also, like if kids, dude, people are just making up their own whatever nowadays. Anyone just makes up whatever they want nowadays. No rules, right? And you can just say whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. It doesn't matter anymore. Like science out the window, history out the window. We've seen this happen in some really repressive cultures, right? Where they've just completely rewritten history and then written it to their own, benefit. Shows academic books being thrown in a trash can. It represents the use of the public school system by the Illuminati to weaken and control people through false teachings such as evolution, whatever. I'm not going to read into that too much because I believe God is an all-loving God, and I really don't think that there's anything inherently evil or wrong with being like, gay or anything like that. Like that, to each their own. God made us all in the image that we were made. So there's no need for all the dogma and the judgment. That's one thing where I have to draw a line when it comes to the Bible thumping because there's too much judgment and dogma. It's not okay for you as a human being to sit there and think that you understand how God feels about people because of their own choices, because of a Bible that was written by a man. I'm sorry. Bible was written by men. It was revised and rewritten many times. So we can't just take everything that it says at face value, okay? I'm sure somebody that wanted to control wrote that shit in there about gay people being wrong and about women being wrong and evil. It's not true. That's dogma. We need to be careful too because dogma is dangerous. Terrorist nuke. Whoa, I just said that. Play this card at any time to give a whoa. So, but look at that. What? That happened. That's 1995 right there. Look at that, you guys. We've already gone over this before when we talked about September 11. Yeah, don't be woke. Awaken. Look at that, though. That looks like the Twin Towers, doesn't it? This was in 1995, so that was well before this ever happened. You're telling me that's just a coincidence? That's just a coincidence that happened. See, but it doesn't look like... Well, it says terrorist nuke, so what? Explosions? No, it wasn't freaking from a plane that happened. Come on. So anyway, it does look like the World Trade Center, and that undeniably so. Like, come on. Even though the building didn't like topple over like that, it's different, but same, but different. They're obviously insinuating that event. All right, the Pentagon. What? Look at that. The Pentagon was that too. Okay, really? Like. But it's just a coincidence. Excuse me. Let me get my tinfoil hat on real quick. Population reduction. Okay. It almost kind of seems like we might be experiencing that right now in many different ways, such that I can barely talk about on here without getting totally canceled. But been pretty successful maybe at getting people to agree to do things that aren't going to benefit them in the beginning or in the end, right? So let's see. This is we've got a plume of black smoke. Look at that, looking like a skull face over New York City, representing one of the goals. Remember how they talked about in the movie that I read to you guys where they were talking about the 3-part plan of how to collapse a civilization, a country from within. To reduce the population of the earth, they feel that there are too many people and want to clear the globe of the excess. Well, come on. We've heard Bill Gates talking about that. They will accomplish this through WARS, famine, pestilence, and terror actions. CDC. Here we have scientists creating viruses. Oh, what does that remind you of? I won't even say. Oh, epidemic with the quarantine. Hey, there's a mask. Look at the blue masks. Look at that. Look at the shot. You got the little shot right there. Holy moly. So I don't even know if like COVID was the big one, you know? Maybe there's going to be something worse, but that definitely is reminiscent of the COVID outbreak, okay? It says quarantine, we've got the little shot right there, we've got the masks, please. The blue masks, right? Now we have combined disasters. Now, like I've said all year long, we have been experiencing nothing but disaster after disaster. And these disasters have not just been, they haven't just been taking out like a small portion of the population. The earthquake in Turkey, I believe, leveled a massive surface area of land and killed like, that was just the beginning. We had the earthquake in Turkey, the earthquake in Morocco. We had tons of flooding going on in China. And at the same time, we have Canada on fire. Like all these things happening. We've got giant earthquakes popping up all around the dang world right now. And I've gotten into it about the microwave technology, and I totally forgot to mention it. Here, look. At what point in the dang movie? Where did I write it down? All right. At one point when they're talking to the neighbor guy, the prepper, right? 5.1 earthquake. Okay. Oh, no, that was not the one. 7.8. 7.8 in February, okay? It killed tens of thousands. Like, I don't know exactly. I've heard 40,000, 20,000, but really crazy. What the hell was I just talking about? Oh, yeah. The prepper neighbor was talking about the microwave technology. And they were like, what do you think that sound is that was making the sun's teeth fall out? And he's like, well, the military is using directed energy. He calls it directed energy weapons, like microwave weapons. He talks about it in that movie. So they really did slip it in there. However, I fucking noticed. Really? Can I just look at an article without you trying to make me pay for it? Like, please. God, maybe we can look at the BBC website. Man, look at that. Just rubble around you. I can't even imagine. Hold on, let me double check if y'all are seeing that. Yeah, weather modification being done by the Chinese, which is affecting their weather very negatively, but all around the world, you know, they have said they will own the weather by the military will own the weather by 2025. 7. Behold Armageddon. Just like the song said. Tens of thousands of people have been killed and scores more injured by a huge earthquake which struck southeastern Turkey near the Syrian border in the early hours of Monday morning. So listen up. The weird thing about this area, okay? You can't really see it right here. You kind of almost can. I don't know if you can notice, but like, look, check it out. Like Turkey actually makes the sign of an eye over it. Right over this area of Turkey is this, it's the Eye of Ra. It makes the shape of the Eye of Ra. So when they did this was it was a ritual. It was the gouging out of the Eye of Set. It's about the forces of good and evil coming into an epic battle, right? In Egyptian mythology. And about, I think it's like, who takes on the brother? Osiris, I think, Ra and Set, right? The sun god versus the dark brother. And it's all about the gouging out of the eye of Set. So they were reenacting that ritual. And it was a mass sack rhyming with ice, literally. And one celebrity, I forgot who it is, Naomi Campbell. She actually owns a property in Turkey, which I already talked about in my video. She owns a property in Turkey that the whole property looks like the Eye of Ra. It's crazy. If you look at it from sky view, Eye of Ra. So they're always playing on Egyptian mythology, recreating ancient rituals from Greece, Egypt, the rites of Eleusis. Everything used to be done in plays and performances. And now, like I've talked about before, it's moved into the media realm. It's moved into the realm of movies and media. And I'm almost able to usually figure out like what kind of ritual they're doing depending on the dates and times and all the numerology and gematria. So, not a coincidence that occultist Naomi Campbell in the club has her property looking like the Eye of Ra. It's not for no reason. Okay, this is definitely showing that they are a part of this cult of Set. Essentially, they worship. It's the worshiping of Set, death and destruction. I think they believe that they are meant to be a hand and a part of like the doom of like Judgment Day. Like I think that the evil forces are almost looking at it as like they are taking it upon themselves to act as these forces of destruction, but it is all being done through God in their eyes. It's crazy. Yes, weather modification definitely messes with the natural balance of things and it throws off the balance of the earth, and the earth doesn't like that. Eventually it will recalibrate and it will fix itself in different ways through natural disasters and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, Lahaina was done. Lahaina also happened during, I want to say that happened during a very crucial point in time where it would be like, I can't remember. They did the flooding of the Nile with Burning Man. The flooding of the Nile happening around this time where like the Stargate of Sirius was open. We were aligned with Sirius, and that's when they did that. So Lahaina was just bad. That was also a sacrifice, and I think that they lied to us completely and totally about that. The numbers, everything. So it's just been disaster after disaster after disaster, and that's what this card was talking about, right? Combined disaster. This card depicts people running in fear due to buildings falling down around them. It represents the fact that they will combine several disasters at the same time to invoke great fear and thus create an atmosphere conducive for the acceptance of the Antichrist. Goal: kill for peace. We do have some extreme leftism going on that you see a lot of anger coming from people who are demanding equality, which is strange. It definitely goes against it's very contradictory, right? Like if you don't go with our peaceful way, like we'll kill you. Like that's crazy. Tape runs out. Okay, so this is the last one. Oh, ditto heads. Ditto heads. What is it talking about? Conservative talk show hosts being used by the Illuminati to mislead political conservatives into accepting the Illuminati agenda. Mixing in truth with the lies, telling half truths. That's how you can put it all out there. You have to tell the truth because it's part of the contract of doing black magic for the spell to work. People need to agree to it on their own. But if you sprinkle in a bunch of disinformation in there, then it's a little hard to know what's real and what's not. This card's creepy. What? This card depicts a reel-to-reel audio tape machine with the tape running out. Behind it is a picture of the world being split in half. Under the picture is written, when the rapture comes, this card represents the day of the Lord and the rapture of the church. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe it does. Maybe that's End game right there. Doomsday, baby. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab my card and just show it to you guys. So as we wind back around, but to like as we wind back around to, sorry, let me get rid of this stuff. What should we look at? As we wind back around and talk a little bit again about, we're talking about all these frequencies, right? They're really heavy playing on the frequencies in the movie. And it's all about kind of like this end time scenario, right? So I'm like asking God earlier, like, show me like how we go. Show me. Yeah, that's right. It happened on 8 Lionsgate. That's right. Remember that? That's crazy. Oh, you are right about that too. You guys are so smart. I love you guys. This is such a like a collective effort. All right, so let's just show me now instead. I'm like, how is it gonna go down, God? What? And then I pull this card, the judgment card. The judgment card. What? Look at that. Look at that card. Look at that. That is like the forces of God uttering this massive vibrational frequency out the mouth. The word is the destructive and creative force. I tell you guys that all the time. We have that power within us. We all do. So use your words and your thoughts wisely. But god dang. We've got like the ocean right now. We got people crawling on the ground, the ocean rising up. We have looks famine, despair. But we have one thing about this is that, it shows resurrection in the judgment card. So is it perhaps that the doorway of Armageddon is what leads us into resurrection of the soul? Perhaps. I don't know. I've definitely seen some crazy shit in my dreams. I feel I've had prophetic visions. I feel I've seen a great flash of white light, and then we were all on the other side together. I don't know. Maybe I'm a prophet. Maybe not. Maybe they were just dreams. But I've seen a lot of natural disasters happen in my dreams, and I've seen how people freak out and lose it. And I never do when I'm in that situation. It's like I'm already mentally prepared. Like we've gone through this in other lifetimes. And a great awakening is happening within the collective right now. And that's what this all is about. It's all about them trying to, the powers that be, these elite forces, the New World Order, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, the Archons, the Dark Brotherhood, not black, the Dark Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of Darkness, I guess I'll say, the worshippers of Set. It's what they're pushing for. And I think that they believe that they're acting as that destructive hand of God. Maybe they are. And maybe this is how God works through all of us, right? So that's why I say, in the end of all of this, as we wrap it up completely, I just want to say, like, we have to transcend duality within ourselves. I talked a lot at the beginning of the year with the earthquake in Turkey before I even knew about all this stuff. I've learned so much since then and evolved so much. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know that was like I didn't realize that was a ritual. I thought it probably was made to happen by HARP, but I had no idea of the depth that came with that. What came behind that, what backs that, all of the information, the rituals, the magic, the occult secrets, the symbolism. It's crazy. I've learned so much since then. But what I was saying at that point was like the second coming of Christ, it has to happen within us all. We can't depend on a savior to come here and to help us, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, Patriot Chick. You're right. So it's about us remembering that we are divine, and the divine transcends duality. What we think is good, evil, bad, it's all part of the same thing. I'm not excusing the darkness, but I'm saying it lives within you and it lives within me as much as the light does. It's all about what you choose to feed, right? How you choose to, what energy you choose to feed within yourself. So we can't rely on a savior. We have to do the work within ourselves. We have to be, it sounds so cheesy, like, but we do need a thing to be a little more like how Jesus would be. Patient with each other, kind, Understanding, take care of each other, look out for each other, try and help people awaken. Try and help save as many souls as you can before judgment day is upon us, whenever that day may be. But I know I want to get right spiritually. I want to be on that path of awakening when I leave this earth one day. So, second coming of Christ, baby, it's got to happen within. Yogananda taught that. I've been waking up at today I woke up at 5:55. Can you believe that? Been told that 3 a.m. is the witching hour. It could also mean you have issues with your liver. Waking up at that time, according to Chinese medicine, which I'm also a practitioner. Yeah, I feel like it's all semantics a lot of times, the fall of the Tower of Babel. And that's kind of what's happening right now. They're creating dissonance that we don't understand each other anymore. People are using language however they want, science however they want, making up their own rules. We don't understand each other anymore. They've used words to completely divide us, right? So we need to go beyond those words a little bit. It's like a modern fall of Babel, I think, preying on the youth, dumbing them down, the TikTok and NPC generations. I'm not against TikTok. I think there's an algorithm there that you can tailor how you desire. But if you're not careful, you can also get sucked into the mindless side of things. I cannot stand the NPC stuff. I'm sorry, y'all, but people are making thousands of dollars just standing there acting like a video game character. How the audacity. The audacity, low key, I'm a little jealous. I wish it was that easy. But I think sometimes what if you did dedicate your life to making money by doing something like that? Oh, I'm an NPC. This is how I make money, right? That's what you're doing every single day of your life. That is where your focus is at. Not becoming spiritually better, not teaching people anything. You're just literally you're there for what's the word that I'm looking for? The aesthetic. That's all. What good is that going to do us in the end of the world? Are you going to be able to grow food? Are you going to know how to build a home? Are you going to know what plants will kill you if you eat them? Are you going to know how to hunt? All that stuff. We have to think about what we're doing right now and how, if things hit the fan, would we be ready? Would we be even in a position where we could you know, would we even be in a position where we could survive? The children of today are worrying me. They can't even read. It's so sad, and it just makes me wonder that if we are headed for some type of doomsday situation, yes, of course, say whatever you like. Then we do kind of at least want to think about having skills that are going to be helpful and practical. My lipstick is coming off here. Yeah, don't feed the fear. I do agree with that. We do need to stay focused, stay centered. Meditation is really important to keeping us in line with that divine energy. It's that divine energy. It's that divine energy that is going to, take us right where we're going. Oh no. That's terrible. Well, if you want to share why, you can. I won't put it up for the class to see if you don't want, but I'm kind of curious now as to why. Huh. That's weird. I don't know. I wonder why. You must have rubbed him the wrong way with something you said. It's okay. I'm hidden from some people's channels, someone I even love. on YouTube hid me from their channel a while way back in the beginning when I first started YouTube because I must have just came in a little hot being judgmental and it wasn't my place and I got I blocked from the channel. I'm probably hidden. I'm probably hidden from several channels. I don't give a fuck. I'll say whatever I want to say out there and if someone doesn't like it, oh well, too bad. Like, it is what it is. But also we need to kind of learn sometimes, I guess, like to pick our battles or, how to have an etiquette, what's appropriate. I didn't know yet. I got thrust into this whole world, you know. Well, I'm really sorry that that happened to you, Haunted Stella. You don't know why. You really have no idea. Like, wonder what she said. Well, we're here for you. We love you over here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen with creators. Like some creators, you're gonna love them, and then they might say something that's gonna rub you the wrong way. I kind of try to be like a little bit more neutral sometimes when it comes to certain creators at this point. Like I want to hear what they have to say, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna agree. It doesn't mean I'm gonna agree with everything they say. Oh, you definitely don't seem like a troll to me, baby. You've had nothing but good energy and been very receptive since the beginning. So I like you. I don't think that of you at all. All right. Well, I could just go on and on forever. I think I could tie in so many things. That's why I'm talking about semantics. The semantics can sometimes be such a downfall. Aw, thank you. I love you so much, my sister. Semantics can be drive a wedge in certain relationships for sure. Like I like it there too. Are you like hidden completely from the channel? Maybe you just need to reach out to him and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be weird. I didn't think I was being weird. Like, can you tell me how I was being weird?" If someone said I'm being weird, I'd be like, "I have autism. I don't know. Probably am weird. I'm hella weird. I don't know what I miss social cues sometimes." Man, so that movie, crazy. I fucking jaw dropped. I'm probably gonna wanna watch it again, kinda. I don't know if I wanna watch it again just yet, but this movie, man, Leave the World Behind. Is that what's coming? I just kinda wonder. Predictive programming, you guys be the judges. Let me know. Yes, of course. I love you. Weirdos unite, weirdos unite, weirdos unite. And for the most part, I'm like open to anyone's input. I'm open to your perspective. I'm open to hear what y'all have to say. And I'm never going to call you weird for saying anything. I might not agree with everything you say, but I will always give you a chance to speak your mind. If it gets disrespectful, that's usually when I might mute someone from the channel or I might just put them in timeout. Um, I see. Yes, truth tellers are the truth. It angers people, right? Like it really does. So I don't know. Never dim your light for anybody. Don't hold back. Speak your fucking truth. Like if people don't like it, it is what it is. And sometimes, unfortunately, we do have to learn lessons. And there's miscommunications. And maybe it's who knows? Like maybe it's a divine thing sometimes that God comes in and does that. I don't really know why. I'm not sure why we're meant to disconnect from certain people, but maybe we're like spending too much attention. Maybe you're putting too much attention like on the case or his channel or something like that. I don't know. That's how I feel sometimes. I'm like the Delphi case, I've been every day pretty much watching stuff about the Delphi case and it just like I can't look away, but at the same time you think, man, I'm really just putting all of this into my psyche all the time, right? However, that being said, as this is the end of the live anyway, probably people who rewatch are not going to make it. Damn, they ganged up on you. Shit. Some shit, girl. Just message me or send me an email or something. Like, tell me what you said. What you say, girl? What you might got to know what you said that made him mad. I want to know. Well, what the You're like, it was nothing. I only said F you. No. But just to let you guys know, I am going to be working on I'm trying to think of a realistic schedule for doing YouTube and doing like TikTok lives and also being able to make other kind of content. So I'm wanting to do true crime every day here. I'm kind of thinking I want to start featuring I want to do like maybe certain days we do certain things. I've talked about this for a little while, but I want to say like maybe we do like members only Mondays. And I know a lot of you guys aren't members, and that's totally fine. If you do want to become a member, you can at any point. And I did start uploading videos to my mystery school section. So if you're interested in developing your psychic gifts, doing special meditations with me, and doing mystery school, learning how to tap into your own intuition and strengthen your psychic gifts, or discover what they are, then please think about becoming a member at the $6.99 level. I changed it from $24.99 to $6.99 a month, so it'd be more affordable for you guys. So if anyone wants to join, please do. If you don't have a computer, I don't know, go use one somewhere. It's kind of weird. You can't join on a phone. I would think they would fix that at some point. But I do want to be doing true crime maybe every day on here. Like maybe we do members only Mondays, and then we do like Tuesday, true crime Tuesday, something. And then I'm thinking like Wednesday, let's see, like unsolved Wednesday, where we cover unsolved cases. And I want to definitely people definitely be ganging up on certain channels. I know I've felt so like attacked on some channels. Great Hughes investigates. What? I'm not saying anyone's name or anything like that, but I've felt pretty attacked on some channels before for speaking my mind or just being spiritual in general. So whatever. Welcome. So yeah, let's see. Monday members only, Tuesday true crime, Wednesday unsolved, like Thursday something, I don't know, Friday something, maybe 5 days, I don't know. But I would like to be doing like once a day on here, live stream where we feature missing people every day, missing persons cases, and unsolved cases that need attention. So not just the high profile cases. I'm kind of tired of just only covering high profile. We're still going to cover high profile cases, of course, but we're definitely going to start covering more unsolved, more missing persons and stuff like that. So I will do my best to try to, try to make lists and write down what we're going to be doing and plan things out. No. There's like a whole Reddit thread dedicated to like the many shades of gray use. Oh my goodness. Gotta love him. I literally do still go to his channel though and like watch his content because sometimes he has some fucking shit to say and he knows what he's talking about. But like don't go in there talking about spiritual stuff because you will probably get laughed at. Some channels won't even let you use the word psychic. If you're like, if they know you're a psychic medium, they're gonna call you like a freaking goon and get out of there. So whatever, I don't care. I realize like it's not gonna be for everyone. Like I have a particular niche and I'm satisfying my audience like by doing what I want to do within this niche. So it's true crime and spiritual and conspiracy related occult stuff over here, and y'all know it, and I know you'll like it. So yeah, I do want to be doing more. Like, I'm not going to call it remote viewing. We will be doing remote viewing sometimes, but it's more like trance mediumship is what Donna Serafina has been teaching me. She's been teaching me that it's trance. It's a trance mediumship situation. And it is because I always call on the spirits to show me, images. And she says like, don't worry, you're going to be wrong. And like, people are going to troll you, really, though. They're really going to troll you. And, like, just whatever. Like, remove them. They don't matter. It's okay. So we're going to be doing more trance mediumship to, get clues in cases. And we're going to retouch on some cases that we've been covering. Like, we need to do another one for Madalena Kojikari. I don't know if I'm going to do Summer Wells. Like the things that I see in regard to that case are so dark and so evil and so horrible There's so much conspiracy involved by multiple parties. Like it's so bad. And I know what Donna sees is very similar. And like it's just something I don't know that I really want to like tap into. It's enough that I can already see it. And it's just that it's these high profile cases too have so much energy behind them sometimes. So we'll be also featuring more of the smaller cases, that don't get enough attention. There's so many unsolved cases that will never get justice out there. So many, murder victims that are never going to ever have justice. Their families. So we want to try to bring light to some of those cases because they deserve attention, and everyone deserve their justice, or deserve to be brought to justice. Right? You deserve what you deserve. Yes, I totally agree. So we'll at least, even if we're covering high profile cases, um we're at least gonna always be covering small cases within those higher profile case ones as well. And my mom is definitely right here where she says, I think it makes people mad when they're closed-minded, they just can't see someone else's perspective because it challenges them. It challenges their belief systems, right? It's not something that they know, but it's a belief system that they've created through their thoughts and ideals. And so it pisses people off when you challenge what they believe. Like it makes them start to question their own beliefs, and that can make people mad sometimes. It's like, well, who are you to make me question what I think I know, right? Massachusetts has a deck of cards, each featuring a missing person or murder. It's kind of cool to get the info out. Okay, that's interesting. If anyone ever wants to send me any gifts, by the way, I would probably have to give an address or a way to do that, or make an Amazon wish list or something like that. But y'all, if you ever want me to use anything on the channel, cards or anything like that, feel free to send the spiritual genie little gifts. Lamar. Who is Lamar? Lamar's channel. How did you find me? That's funny. I'm curious. Put in the comment section. Put in the main comment section if you guys are still here. Like how, I mean, I already know how my mom found me because she gave birth to me, but but yeah, put in the comments how y'all found me and how you connected to me, because I see some of you guys around. It's funny, especially Miss Anonymous. I've seen you over in other people's pages, like Cinema Shogun, even though I haven't watched any of his content lately. I feel he said a couple things that I was just like, I'm going this way now. So, but love him. Gotta love him. He's a great creator and he does a lot of due diligence in his research. We just kind of are like in a little bit of different niches. Like some people just stop when it comes to like spiritualism and stuff like that. So they just stop and they're kind of like not going anywhere beyond that. But we're going there and we're going all the way there, baby. Yeah, I just am weird, my weird self, and I'm glad you guys love and accept me, because I don't even know. Sometimes my shit's so unorganized, but I'm just like, we need to get on here. We need to connect. It's important to connect with the community and just talk about things. I don't know that it necessarily needs to be like freaking super concise, but it's mostly important that we talk about this stuff, like this crazy movie. And if you haven't watched this movie, Mom, go watch it. If any of you guys haven't watched this movie, I would say check it out and look at all the symbolism that we've been talking about and tell me what you guys think. So let me know in the comments how you found me and all of that. Yes, I remember that. And I thought it was nice that his channel does have a little bit of a spiritual side, right? Sleuth Intuition. Like he has a spiritual element to his channel. And so everybody there seemed to be mostly open to me being a psychic medium. I thought that was pretty cool. Because like I said, I get laughed off sometimes. I'm laughed out of the place. Like, whatever. I don't care. I'm doing my thing. Right. So yeah, looking forward to doing more with you guys. I'll be around a lot more. Try and balance my time and energy. Got a lot of big shifts coming on, a lot of big changes, and I'm trying to take a leap right now, a leap of faith in the direction of my dreams, because Grim Reaper calling, Judgment Day. Let the countdown begin. I was born in the mine with the head of a snake. No love for the rich. Something. Behold Armageddon. Anyway. Time to get right with yourself. Time to whatever, do whatever it is that you truly desire to do right now because we don't know when this is going to happen. But it'll be cool because if it does, and then when it does, we'll just be like on the other side and our spirit bodies fucking partying it up on the other side. That's what I was dreaming about last night. I was at a party in my dream and there was like all this like vendors and everything. That's always how it goes down. Like, I swear I get little visions of what it's like in heaven and it's super cool. Yes. Yeah, I wanna go more full-time in content creation and live streaming, especially because I think live streaming is, like, really where I excel, so I wanna do more. You just, keep it going with the live streaming, and, I also, like, am into learning how to edit videos and stuff like that, but that is, like, way more slow go, and my attention span is sometimes no. So, just gonna be connecting with you guys a lot more. Look for me. Hit the bell notification button so that way you can always be notified whenever I'm uploading or when I'm live. All right. I love you guys. We're going to wrap it up here before this just drags on and on and on. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Hit the like button if you have not, and like tell me what you think in the regular comment section. Super curious if there's something that you noticed in that movie that I maybe didn't notice. I wanted to play one part where the dad was driving and all these red cards are like falling from the sky. And it's like, what the hell? Like a plane dumps like a whole load of these like red cards. And then he's showing the family members like what the cards look like. And then on it is like a snake with these fangs. They're venomous looking. And then, but it's giving Ouroboros almost snake eating its own tail vibe. And then on the back, it's got all this like I don't know how to say like the writing. It's like a Middle Eastern looking writing. I can't tell like what it is from, but then the son actually ends up deciphering it. And what it says is like death to America or something like that. So that was really eerie, especially with what's going on with the war and everything. I did not like that part. So tell me what you guys think. Go watch it if you have already. I don't care. But anyway, that's it. Till next time, I love you. I'm the spiritual genie. You guys are the best. Stay rising. Okay. Self love is the best love. Don't look outside of yourself for a savior. You've got what it takes. You've got all the things you need within you. Okay. Happy holidays to everyone. We'll be doing a special we'll be doing some special like Christmas time lives. We'll probably do a live talking about like the occult origins of like Saturnalia and all the occult origins of Christmas, which are pretty creepy. The creepy occult origins of Christmas. We'll do that kind of stuff closer to the holiday. All right. Love you. Have a beautiful night, day, whenever you should find this. Okay. Talk to y'all soon.